Hey guys, Phoenix and Regal here from the Part-Time Nerd, bringing you an answer to your questions. Actually, what we've noticed is a lot of messages and a lot of comments have been left on our YouTube videos. We're asking us in regards to our builds. A lot of them were catered to my build recently, but I started noticing some messages on our dungeon video that people had shot me asking what build Regal was using or what build one of our other characters was using. Now, our guildies we're not going to get into. That's way too many builds to get into, but something we will note is our builds. What we're going to do is have a little mini-series sort of spun off here. We're going to do one episode per character. I'm going to do the first episode as I only have one character and I'm always playing my ranger. And then Regal's going to kind of invade, take over, and, and
avalanche of characters.
all eight tunes. So it's going to be awesome. So what we're going to do is just jump right on into it. So I am a Sylvari Ranger. Have been since day one. It's my class. I've always enjoyed being the jack of all trades, master of none, that range sort of class and that nature sort of thing. I love it. It's been my way or my sort of playstyle since I started at RPGs. Now, as for the build itself, so here's my character. Something important to note is I go all stat. All my accessories are all stat. I worked really hard to get them the second I noticed them in the fractals. I just booked it straight for them. My back brace is power, toughness, vit, as there is no all stat back brace. It's the closest to sort of what I wanted, survivability and some damage. And as for the armor, it's also all stat and all stat runes. I really booked it straight at getting these the second those crystals came out with the recent patch. I really wanted it. I felt to be perfect for my build. Before I had that, though, I was power, toughness, fit. It really worked with my build very well. Now, as for weapons, my weapons are sort of catered to what they do. If you notice, the great sword and longbow don't have too many condition-based skills on them, so I put them as power, precision, crit. My shortbow, for example, is different though. Power, precision, condition damage because it does a lot of conditions. Same with the dagger, same with the torch. Now, I sort of cater my weapons to what they do for me, but I carry every weapon I can possibly use in my inventory. Regal actually got me into that. He'll probably explain it more on his videos, but Regal, it's a great idea, no matter how you look at it.
It certainly is.
It definitely makes your build way more, what's the word you used? It was an M word.
There's a whole bunch. You could use malleable, versatile.
It just
I
makes
can't think of another one, but there's a whole bunch.
There's a whole bunch. There's a slew of words. We're not going to get into thesaurus things right now, okay? So that's pretty much does it for the way my armor works with my weapons. Each weapon's sort of unique, but I carry them all at all times to make sure I can always adapt to any situation. Now, the traits is where things really start to shine. Now, my traits, I used to be 30 in Beastmaster and then 20 in Skirmishing, 20 in Wilderness Survival. Since the recent change to pets, the reduction in damage, I couldn't survive off my pets anymore. My pets are still awesome. Regal, what'd you think of Sage and Crimson, the good old days? Those pets.
Oh my goodness, I loved your pet. It was like invincible, man.
Nothing could kill my Devourers. Guys, I always go double Devourers unless the situation dictates I really need something else, such as knockdowns. I'll go a couple Wolves, but Devourers are incredible. They have a nice steady stream of DPS. They are constantly applying poison on the regular attack, which can happen, I believe, 20 or 30% of the time. Oh, actually, no, I think it's 10. It's even less. But still, it's enough to make it worth it. As well as they have a free dodge skill where they burrow underground, okay? Very nifty skills to have on a pet when it can dodge it for itself, and it's very tough. Devourers are tough as nails. They are great.
Oh
but
and if you haven't noticed, but they're smart too, man. They're smarter than the NPCs in those dungeons we've done.
They are. They have knockdowns and a dodge, and they use them very well. Sometimes they use it really badly, but who doesn't? I mean, come on. I've wasted a dodge. But back to the traits now. I did remove the Beastmaster because there was a nerf to pets. I decided, you know what, if I'm not going to be doing the damage through my pet, I'm going to have to start doing it myself. So I went 30 to Marksmanship, and I've sort of kept it there for a while. I like having opening strikes, regained when I have stealth or something like that, It's great when you're running with a thief or if you have a longbow out. On top of that, I also like increasing precision of everyone nearby. That's an extra 7% crit chance. That's a great thing to have at all times. You can trade that out for longbow range. It also works out. I trade it as I see fit. And then Sharpening Stone. I love having the Sharpening Stone when my target goes below 50% health. That extra bleed is great. Now, the most important part of my build is Skirmishing and Wilderness Survival at 20. This gives me so much flexibility because I can consistently change out my traits at any time to ensure that I always have either offhand skills are recharging faster or my shortbow longbow. Because I usually trade between the two. I usually go shortbow longbow or axe torch and axe warhorn, for example, and it makes it so on the fly I can switch my weapons, switch my traits with a few buttons because I'm not resetting the traits, I'm just changing the already existing flexible trait. It is great. I love so much about this build. I've said like 20 times, I don't care, Regal, it's fine. But I love the ability to switch my build on the fly. This class is so flexible, this trait tree is so flexible, I can set it to whatever I need at the given time. Now, I don't do this in dungeons because I don't want to be popping up my menu on you guys every 30 seconds, but I do it regularly when I play with Regal. Regal notices, I'll say, hey, hold up for a second, I'll switch out my build, takes me a few moments, and then I'm ready for the next fight, and I'm a lot more handy than I would be if I didn't have that ability to do so.
Oh yeah, I see that actually a lot in the fractals.
Yeah,
when we switch between each of them.
Yeah, in fractals, I'm constantly switching. I'll go to double axes when we're on the Harpy one to all of a sudden short bow, long bow when we're on Cliffside, for example, right? So it's very interesting to switch them around. I love that ability to do so. It's great. That's what I really like about that class. That's why I've never switched. All the other classes are just as versatile. It's just not my playstyle, so that's why I've been Ranger since day one. And I hope that answered your questions. I sort of highlighted all my traits there. I highlighted all my gear and weapons and sort of stuff. I even mentioned my race. Oh, last note is just my skills. Something you'll notice I carry with me all the time are my signets. I do enjoy having signets there with the passive bonuses that they give my character because it requires less micro from me. Now, I can burst them if I ever need a little sort of boost, but it's not necessary. They keep me alive. They keep my pet alive. They allow me to do my job, which is mainly focus on my weapon rotations as well as the fight at hand. So that's another part of my build I sort of like to share. I do trade those out as I need. You know, sometimes I'll bring a spirit with me. Sometimes I'll bring an extra stun breaker, but those are very flexible. The big part about my build is the 30, 20, 20, 0, 0 down the trait tree, as well as the all-stat armor. That flexibility is awesome. I have nothing else really to say about my build. Regal, I think it's time that I end this video and you start taking over with your...
Well, yeah. See, and the thing is you didn't mention anything about your final elite skill, and I'm glad about it because you never use it anyway.
Yeah, I save it for emergencies, and those never come up. I sometimes burst it. My favorite one, to be honest, guys, I'm gonna show you right here, is Entangle. I really like using Entangle, grabbing a group of people and getting them stuck, especially on computer control players. They usually don't aim for it. If you're not in a big, heavy AoE fight, Entangle's the way to go. If you are in a lot of AoE, just stick with Rampage as one if you're a Ranger. Both great skills, both have their own sort of moments. Other than that, guys, please check back for more videos. Like, subscribe, check out Facebook, Twitter, all that fun jazz, as well as check out Regal's videos for his builds. How was that?